Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So people, they laid to rest our precious Queen Elizabeth finally. She's done being paraded around the countryside. She's done with her service. And of course, she's been with the Lord for several days. But it's nice to know that we know exactly where her body is and, where she was laid. And it was super interesting because, of course, so many people took a moment, right? And again, she was in charge of oversaw 2.5 billion people, like, almost a third of the planet. And so, of course, so many people wanted to pay their respects and talk about her, and they felt like they knew her. It's the only queen they've ever known, and it's such an interesting time. But with this event, and of course all the media frenzy and the coverage of it and everything, like, people forget that the royal family at the end of the day is exactly that, a family. And so while the people who were watching the funeral and the events were saying, oh my gosh, and King Charles cried, and even little, the little granddaughter was crying, and I think Meghan may have shed a tear, and hello, it's their grandmother, it's their mom, it's their grandma-in-law, you know what I mean? Like, it's family. Like, for a little kid, like Princess Charlotte, it would take a few days to realize that in the frenzy and excitement of it all, grandma isn't coming back this side of heaven, I was thinking so many times when people have died in my life, they're the exact person I want to talk to about their death. Like, I want to call them and say, oh my gosh, you'll never believe who died, and you'll never believe, and it's like, oh yeah, it's you. It's you. So I'm sure, like, even for little Charlotte, so many times she thought, I want to run and tell grandma, because when wasn't her grandma there, right? Queen Elizabeth has always been there for 70 plus years. She's shown up on that throne, like, just wow, wow, and wow. So peace be with all of them, and may we always remember that there's real family and real feelings, right, in the background. So here's my final quote for Queen Elizabeth. Not to say I'll never quote her again, but just in this little segment that I've been doing, I just thought this was such a powerful quote. And it reads, there are long periods when life seems a small, dull, round, a petty business with no point. And then suddenly, we're caught up in some great event which gives us a glimpse of the solid and durable foundations of our existence. Isn't that fantastic? And I understand that, and you may not have lived long enough, or maybe you don't engage in life the way I do, but seriously, there are times where I'll just say, why? And what are we doing? And of course, me, I'm questioning God. For which he always responds, where were you when I created the universe, Juliana? I'm like, hello, you could have just made me sooner, and we could have done it together. But anyway, yeah, then all of a sudden there's purpose. Sometimes in the big picture, there'll be a whirlwind of something that calls all of us together. It's often tragedy, right? But people step up in a really beautiful way, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's an idiot with a gun, whatever the situation is, people pull together in a magnificent way, and it reminds us of that solid foundation of our existence. Why are we here? Of course, I'm Jules, blessed and vegan. And for the vegan part, I love to share that, but I don't like to get so caught up in it that I forget that the bottom line is to get people to salvation, to remind people that there is a God and that we have to choose to be with him, or out of his mercy and love, it won't happen. And I choose Team Jesus all the way. So I have to remind myself of that while it's beautiful to eat properly and to spare sentient beings like innocent animals, how's our soul? And that's what I see with this. We are caught up in some great event which gives us a glimpse of the solid and durable foundation of our existence. And that can only be from God. All right, my friends, there goes Queen Elizabeth. What a joy and what a blessing in my lifetime. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, we're still here, we're still breathing, and there's still hope. And therefore, we're blessed.